Hi from Zoans. Today I'm gonna to teach you how to make vibrato sound using Sytrus. And so we are gonna to see how to make a sound like this. And so we are going to see two ways. So let's start with the first one. You can obtain a vibrato sound just putting an LFO to the pitch. So go to pitch LFO, and in this case, so you have this curve, for example. You can reduce the amount just by dragging this point down, and you can see. Then you can also deactivate this snap to grid option, and you can move down, or you can also use this feature of Sytrus. Click this arrow, then scale levels, and you can scale the levels more precisely. Okay. If you want to increase the amount, again, and using this option, and you can multiply the amount. Okay, so click accept. We have a vibrato, and you can control the amount of vibrato using this fader. Obviously, you can change the frequency. You can also obtain a basic sound, but we're going to see that in another tutorial. But we have a problem. We have the first problem that we want to key map the amount of vibrato in order that, for example, I have more vibrato on higher notes and less vibrato amount on bass notes. Because sometimes if you play bass notes can be annoying. So how can I do that? How can we solve this? Using another operator. We are going to use operator 2 and set 0 Hz and here 0. Then put a phase modulation here. Increase the FM. Obviously now it's too much and we can adjust, or we can just put for example here in operator 1 modulations, then mod X, and just drag this point down, and we can control the amount. So for example, in certain parts of your tracks you want to automate this thing, or making a side chain. And so, if you use this way, remember to not use LFO fader to control the amount of the modulation, because you will obtain that annoying clicky sound. So this fader must be at the top, and so we can adjust the amount using this knob. And now, how can we key map the amount of the vibrato? Simply go to operator 1, then modulation, key map, and we can adjust the amount for lower notes. So now you can also change the maximum level of mod X. So higher notes, higher vibrato amount. Lower notes, lower vibrato amount, no vibrato. A little vibrato. And you can adjust as you want. So when you make legato, in this case, the vibrato amount is calculated based on the first note you press on your keyboard. So, for example, if I press lower D and then make legato with an higher note or higher D, you hear that we don't have any much, legato. If I repress the higher note, you can hear the difference. Or you can make the opposite. So, for example, press the higher note and make legato with a lower note. And you can hear that lower note that has too much legato. So, how can we solve this problem? We can solve it in the same way we have seen in the last video of wave colors, but I'm going to show you again this solution. Instead of using this mono function, we can use this polyphony limit value and setting to 1. And when you play, you can hear, for example, I make legato from a higher note and then jumping to the lower note, and or make the opposite, and the vibrato amount is preserved as I want it to be. Obviously, using this way, you can notice that when you pass through notes, you have that clicky sound. You can try to use the portamento. To smooth a little bit that clicky sound. You can obviously reduce that clicky sound using the clicking, but I hope that they will find a better solution for future versions. Now, in this video, in this tutorial, we have seen how to make vibrato and also how we can control the vibrato amount and having less vibrato on lower notes and higher vibrato amount on higher notes. So we have learned how to key map the vibrato amount, but how can we change the frequency of vibrato? How can we control and key map the frequency of our vibrato? Maybe we want less frequency on the lower notes and higher frequency on the higher notes. So now the video for YouTube is ended, and the other part of this video will be available for my Patreons, where I will show you not just how you can key map the frequency of vibrato, but also advanced techniques that uses different vibrato speeds on different voices. And for instance, we are going to see how to make a sound like this. And so this is a sound that you can find it in my library Wave Colors. Go to check also the shop section on my Patreon, where you can find this library, this sound bank for Sytrus. And this specific sound uses these advanced techniques that I will show you in the second part of this video, that is available for my Patreons only. And in this lesson of about 45 minutes, we are gonna to dive deeply into the uses of this technique. We are gonna to see all the possibilities. So go to check my Patreon. You can find the link in the description of this video. Give me a comment below this video, share this video, and we'll see you on my Patreon for the second part of this video. Bye!